that makes me yet again rewind a bit to the Gran Fury time. Sorry, Marlene.
Oh, yes.
And the Kissing Doesn't Kill campaign, which set out to get these hard facts out to the public sphere, but then was surprisingly censored. And I remember reading that that people were getting arrested or trialed for spitting at the cops because it was alleged that they would then perhaps contract the HIV virus by doing so. I was like, these are, of course, very shocking facts and stories. So wondering if you could try to lead us into what it meant to be doing that at that time, and and a bit of us, maybe an anecdote or a project that was happening.
I'll talk about Kissing Doesn't Kill since you brought up saliva. Kissing Doesn't Kill was actually done in response to the growing national hysteria about the transmission of the AIDS virus via saliva. So I'm going to go into that in just a minute, and I'm going to actually read a little condensed version of what happened in Chicago, because I just think it lays it out really well. But you asked what it was like working in that time. Well, it's crazy because it was really exciting. We worked like dogs. I think back, I'm like, all of us had jobs, we're making art, working in Gran Fury. We worked like 14-hour days every day. Now I'm like, oh my God. So it was really hard. It was really fast paced, but it was also really fun. I mean, but it also really, I think, made me a stronger person, because we had to grapple with saying the right thing, doing the right thing, even though literally people are yelling at you and telling you you're going to die and go to hell. We were in demonstrations where people were literally like, we hope you burn in hell. So you had to develop this kind of callous in a way, and learn not to back down, which I think has, I don't know if it served me so well for the art world, because it's just made me really stubborn, but it has made me a little braver than I used to be. So I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of what happened with Kissing Doesn't Kill, which is that kind of well-known poster with the couples kissing. They're basically interracial couples, which winds up causing something later. Anyway, Kissing Doesn't Kill was created for the Art Against AIDS on the Road project. After running in 6 American cities, it was a bus poster, and it ran on the side of public buses in big metropolitan areas. So it ran in 6 cities. It ran in New York, Washington, LA, San Francisco, I think Atlanta, and Houston. There's a couple of cities in there where I would have expected a little more trouble, but after running in 6 American cities, it was slated to run on buses in Chicago in spring of 1990. Chicago Alderman Robert Shaw complained that the poster had nothing to do with a cure for AIDS. The Chicago Transit Authority his claim was that the Chicago Transit Authority should not be promoting a particular lifestyle, and that the posters were directed at children for the purposes of recruitment. The Illinois Senate barred the CTA from displaying any poster showing physical embrace within a homosexual context where persons under 21 could view it. Protesting this bill, the American Civil Liberties Union, who basically took this case to court, claimed it was unconstitutional. Concurrently, at the same time the ACLU was doing that, the Chicago Gay Pride Parade defiantly boasted a Kissing Doesn't Kill poster, and a kiss-in was organized outside the CTA facilities. So they were going against the law by actually showing this poster, because it was somewhere where someone under 21 could see it. Eventually, the No Physical Embrace bill was defeated, thanks again to the work of the ACLU. And in August 1990, the Gran Fury Kissing Doesn't Kill bus boards were belatedly installed. Within 2 days, citizens organized by conservative religious ministers had defaced nearly all posters. This was a situation where actually it kind of really blew up into this craziness of, we were on national public radio, we had to talk with the aldermen, but basically they had come to the conclusion that our poster said, "Black men give white women AIDS." And I was like, this is like when you realize how slippery, you know, early on I talked about slippery language, how slippery like images and language can both be. But that's just one project. We had lots of projects. We did, as Gran Fury, we were often criticized, and still today the critique is leveled at us of like, oh, you all were doing nothing but making propaganda. And our answer to that is, yep, that's right. We were basically creating work with a very specific goal of inciting a particular attitude among the public, and it was not about creating like obtuse artwork at all. So, yeah.
Yeah, one can see that in that campaign, especially the way that this kind of language of corporate entertainment or advertising was used. I mean, one could have, perhaps those who were, you know, giving you a lot of scrutiny saw that, but then it also maybe blended in also very well. It had this maybe kind of camouflage and hot potato topic effect.
Right, and I mean, I forgot to mention this, but that campaign was based entirely on a Benetton, on copying Benetton.
Yeah. And
so,
can you imagine also maybe MTV at the time? Was it going on?
Yeah,
was
MTV.
Early.
And in fact, MTV gave us a little money to do an MTV spot, a video of the Kissing Doesn't Kill, which we did. It's really cute, but of course it's very low res. I always have to remind people that until the mid 2000s, we lived life in low resolution.
It was just,
you know,
dots.
Exactly.
It was just the way it was. But anyway,